And I'm just going to curl the toes under, have the hands a little closer to the knees. I'm just going to shift back so my hips come onto my heels, getting a little stretch through the toes, and then shift forward. Maybe make a circle around the hands, right? Putting some weight into the perimeter of the hand. And even as you come towards the outer edges of the hand, can you keep the inner hand, that thumb and index finger heavy? Change direction. Good. And then shift the weight back. And just shift forward and back. Good. And forward and back. Okay, so this time, as I shift forward, I'm just going to take my right knee forward and coming onto the top of my foot, right? So just roll over my toes. I'm on the top of the foot. And I'm just going to lean back a tiny bit, just stretching the top of the foot. And then curl the toes under and sit back. Same thing, other side. Left knee comes into the chest, right? I'm just rolling over the tip of the toe onto the top of the foot. Letting the thigh lift into the ribs. And lean back just enough to stretch the tops of the toes, top of the foot. And then release, toes under, and sit back. Again, roll over the toes, knees towards the chest, sit back, stretching the top of the foot. And then back, curl the toes under, sit back on the heels, left foot forward, onto the top of the foot. Lean back just enough to get a little stretch into the top of that foot. Slide back, toes under. Okay, and then I'm just going to shift. So pointing the toes back and now sitting on the heels. Okay, and I'm just going to let my left hand come to the floor. Right hand come behind me, and I'm just going to lift my right knee, and I'm still on the top of the foot. So maybe I'll show you from the side. So as I lean to the left, I'm still on the top of those right toes, lifting the knee, getting a little stretch to the top of the foot, tops of the toes. And then other side, come back to center and shifting right. Left knee lifts, turning towards the left, and stretching tops of toes. And coming back. And shift back. This time maybe let the knees get light and let the knees lift and come to balance on the heels or on the balls of the feet. Maybe. Again, you can have your fingertips on the floor or fingertips on blocks. And then I'm just going to slowly lower the knees down. That wasn't very slow. And come up, shift weight forward, toes under, sit back on the heels. Same thing, I'm just gonna let my weight shift back. So this time instead of picking the knees up, or maybe let the knees lift for a moment, stretching the fronts of the ankles. Again, keeping the ribs down towards the pubis. I'm just gonna put a little weight into my shins as my hips move forward. Right, so sitting bones move forward, pubis towards the front ribs, ribs towards the pubis. And down, shift the weight forward, curl the toes under. Again, blocks handy if you need to. And again, I'm just gonna let my fingertips cruise back, ribs stay down, knees lift, come to balance. Whoop, whoop. And then graze the floor with the fingertips, lower the knees down. Last time, toes back, fingers back. Maybe the knees lift for a moment. Feels good. Knees down. And again, fingertips down, sitting bones forward. Pubis almost lifting up towards the breastbone. Breastbone down towards the pubis. And down. Good. And then toes under. And this time I'm going to try to shift my hips back and come up to stand. And you can use your hands on blocks.